Now, you want to tell me you have the car 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months. 371 times 7 equals $2,597. That's what you should have made in payments.
Well, Your Honor, we had an agreement,
Just
though.
a second. You made $1,920 in payments. And you should have made $2,597 or $2,600 in payments. What are you suing for?
Because, again, Your Honor, him and I had an oral agreement that if I was not able to make, again, the car was only given to me because of the fact.
Listen to me. I don't want to hear the nonsense that you put in here. Do you understand? I'm not interested in the nonsense that you put in your complaint about your mother and you wanting to watch over your father, wanting to know where he was and what he was doing. I'm not interested.
Okay.
You had a car, you were driving around in the car, and you were paying for the car.
I was also helping my stepdad get to work. I was also picking him up gas, taking him to work every day. So there has to be some form of compensation for that as well. Or that was our bartering oral agreement that we had. For the times when I could not make a car payment, I'd communicate with him, and I also was responsible for taking him to and from work. Regardless of keeping up with him, that's not my concern. It's just the fact that I did put the effort in, and I followed the agreement as we had described with one another.
Yeah.
I stayed honest with it, and I communicated with him.
You think about it in terms of, you rented a car for 7 months. You paid $271 a month for the 7 months that you had the car. That's what it comes down to. That's what your payments come down to. $271 a month to drive around in a relatively nice car. And then you didn't make payments. You didn't make payments most of April, May, and June, and July. You came up short. Ridiculous.
But, Your Honor, the people who I would rent the car from, I wouldn't be doing anything for them either. So,
There's a reason you got your last car repossessed, because you didn't make the payments. And you got this car repossessed because you didn't make the payments.
No.
There's a trend here.
Well, actually on August the 6th, I got my car repossessed because I wouldn't take my mother to Publix. Up until this point, me and Willie had pure correspondence. He never said he was going to repossess the car. He never told me he was taking the car back. If my loan company told me they were going to take the car back, they called me and they let me know that was going to happen. So I was aware of that.
Just a second. It's not your loan company. Is your name on the loan?
Exactly, it's not, but we do have
Just a
text
second.
messages.
Is your name on the loan?
No, it is not.
Do you have a job?
Yes, I do.
What kind of job?
I promote for computer processors.
Do you do that on a weekly salary basis?
I get paid every 2 weeks.
How much?
How much I get paid every 2 weeks,
Yeah.
or how much an hour?
Are you paid by the hour?
I'm paid by the hour.
Great. Do you work?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a chemical operator.
And you get paid weekly, bi-weekly?
Bi-weekly.
So when you don't make a car payment to the bank on his behalf, that's not on your credit, that's on his. When you don't pay April, May, June, shortchange him in July, don't pay in December, don't pay in January, do a big catch-up, that's all on his credit, not on yours. You can't get credit because you already had a car repossessed, so nobody's going to give you a whole bunch of money. You have,
But, Your Honor,
you have no case, period.
Now,
You drove a rental car for $271.
I'm also suing him for the punitive damages for the false police report because the day of the repossession for no payment, he called the police and said that I was assaulting my mother when he was repossessing the car, which I had no aware. I was coming to pick him up so he could even go to work because they didn't have the ability to get to work. They didn't have a car to get there. I was the driver, the taxi driver. So not only am I a promoter at work, I'm also a taxi car driver, but now you're saying I should do it for free.
Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. If you had your own car, you wouldn't be responsible for taking your stepfather to work, running errands for your mother. Take care of yourself. You're a 31-year-old woman. Do whatever you have to do.
But
you have
that
a counterclaim for what?
I'm counterclaiming because of the late payments and the payments she didn't make and that I had to make, and then plus she didn't put insurance on the car.
Just forget the insurance.
Okay.
Forget that. How many months did you have to make up during the time she had the car?
I made 3 months.
Well, let's figure it out. She had the car for 7 months. So $25.97 is what she should have paid. She actually paid $1,920 in payments, $677. That's what she owes you. That's the difference. When she drove the car, what she was supposed to have paid and what she did pay, $677. Judgment on the counterclaim. We're finished. Thank you.
Okay, what about the repairs that I made for the car, Your Honor, and the false police report? I have a police statement.
Bye.